Hi, my name's Roy Mannon. I'm an amateur games journalist, critic, and writer. I run a website called ruleof3.com where I write articles, report news, do reviews on new and older video games, and have a weekly news podcast. I've been doing this for almost 3 years now, and it's something I love and I'm very passionate about. Uh, this site could, continue to be really a very small blip on the map, and I'd still be happy with it if it was, still smaller or grew big. I didn't care. I just love doing this. I have come to Patreon, however, to help break through my current limitations and what I can personally do on my own in terms of monetary and advancements. Um, for those of you who don't know what Patreon is, because it's your first time on Patreon and you stumbled across this, or if you're coming from a website, just a quick thing on it. If you ever heard of Kickstarter, it's basically a crowdfunding source for content creators to find people that want to help them fund their projects. Unlike Kickstarter, however, where Kickstarter, there's an end date to funding. Patreon's a ever ongoing funding situation, so there is no end date. Um, but anyway, that's what Patreon is in a quick blip. The way I'm doing, at least my Patreon, is I'm only doing monthly payments, personally because it's easier to manage the money if I know how much I'm getting a month versus, if there's a month that I don't create enough content, then it becomes kind of a pain. Also, because I usually create content on a regular basis, it just makes more sense, in my opinion, to do monthly versus a pay-by-creation setup. Uh, anyway, so back to what the money will be used for if you decide to become a patron of ruleof3.com is all the money goes back into the website in some form of another, whether it's from me being able to start up my monthly giveaways that I used to do, site functionality like better outlays and stuff like that. More content obviously would be easier to create and come out faster. Reviews and things would come out a lot quicker because I would have the means to review copies a lot quicker, and I'll get into that a little later. And basically improving overall video quality and editing processes and stuff. All the content will be posted here on the Patreon page, but will probably be posted first on my website page because that's what this is going towards, and it makes more sense for me to have everything on the website first to begin with. However, all the content created will never be put behind a paywall. The only thing that's kind of behind a paywall is if you want our podcast a week early. That's about it, or not a week or a day early. Otherwise, everything's going to be free whether you donate money or not, just because that's just how I want to do things, like I said. This is just helping a way to see if I can improve things that I'm doing. The other reason I'm doing this is I want Rule of 3 to become a new community for people to go to who may be new to gaming or getting burned out by the current community. Because lately I've noticed that the gaming community is becoming more and more fractured and becoming more toxic over the past year or two due to whether it's certain other movements in the gaming industry, certain groups and things, and different gaming communities in general, like LoL or World of Warcraft or IGN, Kotaku, any of those, they're still good people. But it's just that I find the community becoming more filled with more and more toxic people that are, keeping us from growing and overcoming kind of the angry 12-year-old stereotype that we always hear on always playing Call of Duty. And that in between console wars, the casual versus hardcore, tabletop games versus video games, we just keep fracturing and dividing ourselves when we shouldn't do that, in my opinion. We need to come together and find what we all love, and we do all have one thing in common, and that is our hobby. I want to be able to show the world through the site that we're just a bunch of people that love and are passionate about our hobby, whether it's playing on consoles, PC, tabletop, whether you're new, old to gaming, if you're play hours a day, if you only play a couple hours a day, if you're hardcore casual. I want bring everybody together to show the world that we're not just a bunch of misogynistic, sexist assholes, to be honest, because we can be so much more than that. We can respectively disagree without getting into death threats. and personal attacks. We can, disagree with each other and be completely reasonable people. And I want to, grow a community that is very much that way. I want this community. I want to be kind of bring back the community I grew up with, and want to see it become a better place for place that new people to join and share with our love of gaming. So that's the basic reasonings behind why I'm starting a Patreon, and kind of my idealism on what a game site should be. There's more information in the bottom if you want to, read some stuff. I'm not asking for much. I mean, if $1 a month is basically really all I'm asking for, from people, because I know financials might be tight for somebody, and you may not know who I'm relatively unknown. If you don't trust me, like I said, but you believe in my ideas and how I do things, like I said, I have a couple of examples on this Patreon side of the stuff I've done, so you can see kind of quality and where I'm at. But that's all I'm really asking for. If you want to donate more, that'd be great. That'd be much appreciated. But like I said, it's just the more money we can raise through the Patreon, the easier and faster and better things we'll get for the site, which is the ultimate goal. As funds also go up, I can also add more tiers and rewards for how much you donate. Because right now, if you looked at it, it's kind of sad, because I don't have the financials to really provide physical goods at the moment. But I can do, kind of fun little things on my things right now, as well as increasing goals and adding new things. So that's my Patreon video. So once again, if you would like to donate, just click how much you're willing to, and all funds are very much appreciated. And hopefully you believe in my dream of creating not only a website that is unbiased to some extent, but believe in my idea of a community that is filled with different people, and kind of defracturing our community and bringing it back together, and fulfilling the idea that this is something we all love, and we should not just start attacking each other. So thank you for watching, and thank you for your patronage if you do donate, and thank you for support if you don't, even if you don't and you just continue watching Rule of Three's content.